We're at the Roots of Motive Power Museum in Willits, California. And during this warm June weekend in 2025, a wide variety of steam and diesel locomotives are being operated for the organization's Railroad Safety Class, which is a fantastic volunteer-led program designed to educate participants on the basics and safety protocol of railroading. Lots of excitement ensued during this two-day event, and we hope that you enjoy these following scenes of ROMP's unique equipment at work. We'll start by watching Arcata and Mad River Railroad 44-ton GE Diesel 104 move Simpson Timber Company ballast car number 6 up and down the main line for the class's coupling exercises. All went well until 104 faced some minor issues a while later, perhaps foreshadowing what was to come in the following day. Here we see Simpson Timber Company number 600, a 1950 Alco S3 diesel, setting off from the repair and place track to resume the coupling exercises. With number 600 on its way, the 104 is tied up for the day and is parked in front of the Weyerhaeuser steam crane, where minor maintenance will be performed on the locomotive. After pulling onto the main line, number 600 backs into the ballast car and the coupling exercises resume. As the first day nears its end, Port of Olympia 262T number 2, nicknamed Poo Two, assembles its train in preparation for tomorrow's train operation class. This prairie-type tank engine was originally built for the Mason County Logging Company by Baldwin in 1910, before being sold to the Port of Olympia in 1928. Retired in 1955, the locomotive has since operated on numerous tourist railroads and is currently on loan to Roots by a private owner. first day of instruction concludes as we view 4 of ROMP's operating locomotives at rest, waiting for tomorrow's action. A fifth engine, Bluestone Mining and Smelting Heisler No. 1, was parked in the Mendocino County Museum's engine house, and although operational, did not run during this event. Footage of No. 1 under steam can be found in other videos on this channel, including in our coverage of the Great Western Steam Up at Carson City, Nevada in 2022. The second day dawns with the sound of steam in the air, and we are greeted by this adorably small 040T tank engine. Mountain Quarries 202 is a 1913 Porter locomotive built for a limestone mining railroad that operated between Auburn and Poole, California. It later worked for a creosote company in Stockton before being sold to a private owner in the Bay Area. Legend has it that during this time, 202 hauled the last train across the San Francisco Bay Bridge during a switching move, also becoming the only steam locomotive known to operate on the bridge. It later ran on the Virginia and Truckee Tourist Railroad in Nevada and at the Silverbend Tree Farm in Clarksburg, California. Now in private ownership, 202 returned to steam in 2022 and calls routes of motive power home at the present time. Here we see ROMP's 20-ton Whitcomb diesel 40,133 after pulling Northwestern Pacific Caboose No. 13 out of the museum engine house for planned operation behind the 202. This 1941 diesel switcher came from the now-defunct Camp 6 Logging Museum in Washington. Next, we catch A&MR 104 shuffling a tank car and NWP Caboose 19 down the main line to be coupled to the rear of Poo Two's train. It is now time for the class's switching and conductor exercises. Here at Bugs Siding, located behind the shop, a Roots volunteer will operate the 104 while participants take turns acting as conductor under the supervision of the instructors. The exercises put several skills to application, including the use of hand signals, coupling cars and air brake hoses, and the demonstration of safety protocol. On the other side of the property, Poo Two and MQ202 are prepared to accommodate more experienced students for firing and train operation skills. We'll watch number 2 as it departs and travels around the loop with its 5-car train. Sometime later, as the crew aboard the 202 prepared for departure, news of a mechanical failure aboard A&MR 104 was announced over the radio, deeming the 44-tonner inoperable for the rest of the day. With the change in plans, the crew aboard 202 cut off the caboose and pulled the engine forward to wait for the next move. Meanwhile, Poo Two backs his train down the main line and moves onto Bug's siding to couple to the stranded diesel. Since the 104 is unable to move under its own power, the plan is to use the steam engine to push the diesel down the main line toward the repair-in-place track. Poo Two couples to the 104. Then, with its driving wheels slipping, the 115-year-old Prairie engine tugs the GE diesel back onto the main line before shoving it around the curve to the shop. Poo Two comes to a halt out front of the shop area, where the crew aboard the 202 will take over and move the 104 to the repair-in-place track next to the shop building. With the main line now clear, Number 2's train resumes its original schedule. The rescue was a success, and the 44-tonner is parked safely on the RIP track. After uncoupling from the 104, the 202 runs to bug siding to take the GE diesel's place in the switching class. The 202 takes on water at Bugs, allowing for a nice view of the little saddle tank engine parked in the sunlight. At last, the switching class resumes. With its thirst quenched, the 202 pulls forward to grab a flat car and a skeleton car, which will be switched on the house track behind the shop. Poo Two passes by the siding with its train. Due to the length of the siding, parts of the switching exercises involve fouling the main line, so proper communication is demonstrated and maintained between the two trains to ensure safe operation. After setting the U.S. Army flat car aside, 202 puts the Milwaukee skeleton car back on the siding. Time passes, and before we know it, the sun begins to sink in the west. After a successful day of class instruction, the crew returns the 202 to the shop. Back at Bug's siding, Poo Two cuts off its train before it is put away in the back of the shop building over the pit track. We'll end this video with scenes from the cab of the 262T as it makes one more trip around the loop to the shop. After a delightful cab ride, we take a parting look at Poo Two, situated above the shop pit, adjacent to Holmes Eureka Lumber Company Climax No. 4. It has been a great weekend in Mendocino County, and we hope that you enjoyed this sampling of scenes from the Roots of Motive Power Museum's Railroad Safety class. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.